All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolute foundation of human health and movement, the skeletal system. Now, we all know bones keep us standing, but today we're going to pull back the curtain on the biological blueprint that makes all of our complex physical achievements possible.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll hit 1. The human body blueprint, 2. Mapping your main bones, 3. 6 essential skeletal functions, and 4. Moving safely and healthily.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the human body blueprint.
So, by definition, the skeletal system is this incredible framework of bones and connective tissues. It's not just some static scaffolding. It's literally the architectural blueprint that dictates our biomechanical limits. It gives us our shape, protects our insides, and provides the leverage we absolutely need to move around. And you know, pound for pound, human bone is actually unbelievably strong. We're talking a tensile strength that rivals some forms of steel. It really is the robust structure that everything else in our body hangs onto. Moving right along to Section 2, mapping your main bones.
Let's take a quick top-down tour of this blueprint, specifically focusing on our central axis. It's kind of amazing. Each core bone is perfectly engineered for exactly where it sits. Up top, you've got the skull, which is basically nature's ultimate shock absorber for your brain. Then there's the vertebral column, your spine, acting like this flexible pillar that supports your whole frame while keeping your delicate spinal cord totally safe. Moving down to the chest, the rib cage is this heavy-duty shield for vital organs like your heart and lungs. And finally, anchoring the whole shebang at the base of the spine is the pelvis. It's essentially a basin that holds the weight of your torso and bridges the gap right to your lower limbs.
Now, when you compare the upper and lower limbs, the very first thing that jumps out is this brilliant parallel structure. In your upper limbs, you've got the humerus in the upper arm, leading down to the radius and ulna in the forearm, and then connecting to the carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges in your hands and fingers. Now, look at the lower limbs. It's an almost identical design philosophy. You have a massive, powerful upper bone, the femur in the thigh, connecting to the tibia and fibula in your lower leg, which then step down into the tarsals, metatarsals, and phalanges of your feet and toes. It makes total sense, right? Huge, heavy bones near the core for weight-bearing and raw power, stepping down to lots of tiny bones at the extremities for intricate, detailed movement. Actually, fun fact, over half of the bones in your entire body are located literally just in your hands and feet.
So we've mapped out the static structure, but that brings up a really crucial question. Besides just holding us up, what else do our bones actually do? Because as you're going to see in a second, this living framework accomplishes a whole lot more behind the scenes than just acting like a coat rack for your muscles.
And that brings us perfectly into Section 3, 6 essential skeletal functions. You see, our bones are definitely not just a rigid, inanimate frame. They're a super dynamic, highly active living system, pulling off 6 vital jobs. We all intuitively get the physical ones for sure: support, protection, and structural shape. That's a given. They provide the attachment points for muscles, ligaments, and tendons. But it's movement, the production of blood cells, and mineral storage where the most surprising physiological magic actually happens. Let's break those 3 down real quick.
When it comes to actually moving, your bones act as mechanical levers in a really neat 3-step chain reaction. First off, your muscles anchor directly to your bones via tendons. Then your brain sends a signal, and those muscles contract, basically shortening themselves. Finally, that contraction vigorously pulls on those tendons and the attached bones, causing dynamic movement right at the joints. Simply put, without the rigid lever of the bone, a muscle contraction wouldn't move you an inch.
Now this next function is where things get genuinely incredible. Hidden deep inside the hollow cavities of certain bones is your bone marrow. And listen, this isn't just passive filler material, it's a bustling biological factory. Your marrow is constantly churning out red blood cells, which are essentially delivery trucks transporting vital oxygen to every single tissue in your body. But wait, it also produces white blood cells, the critical frontline soldiers of your immune system that fight off infections. So your bones are, quite literally, keeping you alive from the inside out.
On top of all that, your skeletal system acts as a massive chemical storage facility. Think of your bones like a highly secure vault, holding on to essential minerals, mostly calcium and phosphorus. Whenever you eat a calcium-rich meal, your bones bank that mineral. Then later, when your body desperately needs those minerals to maintain your blood pH, fire off a nerve transmission, or trigger a muscle contraction, it makes a quick withdrawal from the bone bank. It's this constant, beautifully balanced system that makes sure your nerves and muscles always have the exact fuel they need to operate. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 4, moving safely and healthily. Because, let's be honest, knowledge is only power if you actually know how to apply it, right? Grasping this whole skeletal structure and function thing is an absolute cornerstone for our daily physical health. Knowing that your bones are living, breathing tissues that store minerals and act as levers lets us make way more informed choices. Suddenly, it makes total sense why weight-bearing exercise is crucial for bone density, why nutrition actually matters for our mineral vaults, and how to use our joints properly so we avoid injuries. This knowledge is exactly what keeps the whole interconnected system running optimally for a lifetime.
So as we finish up this explainer, I really want you to take a second and just appreciate the dynamic, living scaffolding inside of you right this very moment. Knowing all the vital, behind-the-scenes jobs your bones do for you every single second, how are you going to protect and support your framework today? Thanks so much for exploring this amazing system with me.